this fifth seminar of Spanish researchers in the UK, this last event of the cycle of seminars and roundtables in 2013. My role here today is introduce you the plan for activities for 2014. And I hope by the time I finish, and you will go outside, you will go home thinking, these people are crazy, how many events are we going to have next year? But first, I think there are people here who haven't been before to any of SRUK events, so allow me just to very briefly mention the different aims of this society, as well as some of our activities we've done today. Okay. So, what is SRUK? Well, SRUK is an association of Spanish researchers and students working in the United Kingdom. This is an independent and non-profit organization without any political affiliation. We are a pro-scientific organization. This society was supported in its origin as well as in its development by the Office for Cultural and Scientific Affairs of the Embassy of Spain in the United Kingdom. We started our history in July 2011, and we got officially established last year, June 2012. Our aims can be summed up in four main objectives. First of all, we want to build a social and professional network of Spanish researchers and students who are working in the United Kingdom. Second is a science communication aim, objective. We feel that there is a big gap between researchers, scientists, and public in general, the common people. We want to bridge this gap, we want to close this gap by hosting seminars, scientific events, outreaching activities, and allowing us to be closer to the public and trying to make them understand the importance of research and development in a society. Also, the third of our objective is being a representing scientific body for all the Spanish researchers working in the United Kingdom, before public and private institutions, both in Spain as well as in the UK. And finally, we would like to mediate scientific collaborations between research institutions in Spain and in the United Kingdom. So, what have we done today? Based on those objectives I've explained in the previous slide, we have done a list of different events, from our cycle of seminars and roundtables to our first international symposium. We have held also institutional events, sitting with the Ministry of Economy and Competitiveness, with members of the Ministry of Education as well from Spain. We have also done some joint events with other associations, such as the Portuguese Association of Researchers and Students working in the United Kingdom, PARSUC. That event was done in Bath. It was called Cena Ibérica, Iberic Dinner. And we have also participated in an event at the Royal Society, Networking Nations. We have also brought science to the pub, in an event called Science in the Pan, and also a pint of knowledge. And allow me to say, those are very successful events, and I think it's we fulfill one of our aims, which is the outreaching activity, the science communication. Also, we have held some social events, such as science beers, Christmas events, barbecue, etc. Again, outreaching activities like Science Week. We've been to different schools, talking about science and explaining to children, to younger generations, what science and technology is for in this society. And finally, very recently, we have launched our SRUK-CERU webinar series, which I'm going to talk about more in the next few slides. Allow me to have this image. This is the cycle of seminars and roundtables this year, 2013, and today we are here in November with Salvador Moncada, Prince of Asturias Award in 1990. But there have been 4 different events before, and again with renowned scientists attending, having important discussions, giving us important advice to succeed in our academical careers or scientific careers in general. Also, we had a very interesting initial talk, opening lecture, which was about all the Spanish researchers who have been in the United Kingdom for the last 300 years. So, what is going to happen in 2014? 2014, we are going to get a heart attack. Believe me, these are all the different types of events, and I'm going to go one by one with each of them. First of all, we will continue our cycle of seminars and roundtables in 2014. The main aim of this cycle is to strengthen the backbone of SRUK by hosting global events in each of our local constituencies. That's the main reason why in the next year there will be a couple of events, one in Southwest or Cambridge, which will be happening in February and March, and it will be focused on the role of charities and research. The seventh session will be done either in Midlands or Scotland, and it will happen around August, September, with a topic still to be defined and subject to the working groups in Midlands or Scotland. We need to ask them what the topic is that they are more interested to host. For all these events, we have applied for funding to the Embassy of Spain, and we hope to be successful in such an application. Also, we are incubating another project which is aiming for establishing collaborations between research institutions in Spain and in the United Kingdom. These events are called Building Bridges. And we aim to invite 2 renowned scientists who are the directors of research institutions, one in Spain and the other one in the UK, to come here to London and give us a lecture about their different research centers, as well as their different scientific issues in their particular research fields. We have opened a survey to the membership to decide which topics they are more interested in for this type of event. That's why we have either for the first event in London to take place in April, biomedical sciences, building bridges. Either it will be about cancer or transplant. The survey is still open. You may have received an email, so please go home later on, click on it, and cast your vote. The second event will be taking place again in London around October, and it will be either anthropology and human evolution or renewable energies. And the main sponsor for this event will be the Fundación Banco Santander. Another type of event that we have is SRUK RFS workshops, and this will be aiming to improve skills in certain areas and hold discussions of wider aspects of research beyond academia. We will have a first event in London around February-March about open science and publishing, a second event in Oxford, it will be about industry, the third event in Cambridge, about humanities and research, although it is still to be defined. And the fourth event will be in Madrid. It will be in the Fundación Ramón Areces, and it will be for researchers or predoctoral researchers, PhD students, as well as graduate students in Spain who may be pondering the idea of coming to London or to the UK to continue their scientific career. So we'll go there and talk about academia and other scientific opportunities present in the United Kingdom. The main sponsor for all these events will be the Fundación Ramón Areces. But then we also will have the second international symposium with different objectives, a diverse scientific forum, discussions about scientific issues of interest. We aim to have a guest speaker, institutions, and some awards for attendees, and we want this second international symposium to be held in the United Kingdom and to coincide with our third annual General Assembly. The event will be taking place either in London, in some renowned places such as Royal Institution or Royal Society, Cambridge or York, and to be held in June-July 2014. We are currently recruiting volunteers for the organizing committee. So please, if you feel like helping SRUK to thrive next year, you might want to write Maria Hernandez, our vice president, who is the organizing committee leader. Okay? Or otherwise, in the next networking drinks, come along. We want to make you drunk so that it's much easier to convince you. The organizing committee, assisted by the board of directors, will be looking for appropriate sponsors for this event. And then we'll have some joint events with other partners, such as the British-Spanish Society, social meeting with introduction of both societies as a first event. As a second event, we want to have a question time in which we want to invite a representative of the Ministry of Education in Spain and probably David Willets, the current Ministry for Science and Education in the United Kingdom, so that they can discuss about the university system in Spain and in the United Kingdom. We will try not to touch the birth law. We are not interested in that. We are interested more in the university system and research that is carried out at universities in both countries. We may also have a collaboration with Chris Foundation, which is a charity for cancer research, and we may have a fundraising event for cancer research at some moment in 2014. Finally, with the Spanish Society at Imperial, we are incubating an institutional event for next year, for early 2014, in which we may invite a Ministry of Spanish Government. And finally, some other joint activities with different societies, such as our sister society in Germany, PASUC, or this new research center in Spain, Innometics. We also aim to have more science in the park, and I am particularly fond of this activity because we want to communicate science in a lay language and a mixed audience. We have different formats, such as Science in the Pub and A Pint of Knowledge, but a new format is being incubated, and please, Anna, okay, if you want to explain your research in 10 minutes for a general audience and in a lay language, please come and tell Anna. We will have this contest, Meet the Scientist, and early next year. The main sponsor is, no sponsor is required. This is just our enthusiasm and our will to go to the pub and talk and discuss about science. More outreaching and social events to communicate science to the younger generations, to inspire the future generation of scientists, and to trigger social interaction among membership. Nati will shortly be speaking about native scientists, and these events will be taking place in not in London, but in all the active SRUK constituencies throughout 2014. Again, no sponsor is required. Finally, allow me also to emphasize the role of our webinars. We'll have our next webinar on Monday, a specialized or a focused webinar about exploring life under the sea. We also have scheduled the January and March webinars, and more are to come. These webinars is that you can discuss and attend scientific events directly from your couch at home. Okay? So don't miss our webinars, and please attend them and collaborate with us. So this is the busy calendar for 2014. And now you will agree with me that we are crazy. This calendar for a non-profit organization like we are, I think there is no other non-profit organization without any people as a working committee, as a working person having a salary, there is no calendar like this in any other association. If there is, please, I want to see it. So, again, I'm not going to go with each one of them. I think I have explained it before. These science in the pub science beers, well, they are marked in green because they are not written in black. You can, as a SRUK constituency, you can do science in the pub and science in the beer, science beer, as many times as you want. So, what can you do? It is entirely up to you. You can either join any local working group, you can join any organizing committee, you can, if you know how to work on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, please get involved in the online management team. Would you like to give a talk? Step forward. There are plenty of opportunities to disseminate your research results. And get involved in any of the activities we have explained. Or either, if you don't want to get involved, just attend our events and allow them to be successful in attendance. And also tell your friends how mad these people are. We have different supporters which allow us to make some of our events. Also, we have a very good graphic designer who is the one designing all these beautiful slides. But this is not a one-man's job. This is the job done by many different people. The members of the board of directors, the members of the online management team, also different working groups that we have scattered throughout our constituencies, London, Cambridge, Southwest, Midlands, Scotland, Manchester. There are people who are involved in online management or who are in the board and should also be present in some of these working groups. So what I want to emphasize is that there are people having wearing different hats, different responsibilities, and making this dream come true. Also, thanks for their former involvement for many people who have helped SRUK thriving throughout 2013 as well as 2012. People who got involved in the first board of directors, people who got involved in the very first steps of the society, or people who have just left and go back to Spain. And also, I'd like to say in just 1 or 2 minutes, special thanks also to one of the attendees that is here, Jan-Jacques. Yeah, your enthusiasm is amazing, is something that makes us continue working with the pace and with the intensity that you have seen. Jan-Jacques has been one of the very first members to donate some gifts to SRUK. He was the first one to give us or to open a library, the SRUK library. After our third seminar, in which Dr. Valentin Fuster gave us a fantastic speech, a fantastic lecture about the cycle of motivation and leadership. Well, Jan-Jacques, being on holidays in Spain, I think, you found in a library this book, and you thought of SRUK. So you said, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to write a letter, and I'm going to send it to Maria. And we've received it. There have already been 2 people who have read the book, and right now, if anyone wants to read it, it's an SRUK book. You step up, you come down the stairs, and the book will be lent to you. So, okay? You must write your name there. Okay? So, enjoy. But that is not the only gift that Jan-Jacques has given to the SRUK. We have also this, which is a bracelet that was worn by Manolo del Bombo. So Manolo del Bombo's DNA is in here. The DNA of Jean-Jacques is also here. And now the DNA of Lorenzo Melchor is also. The next president will also be giving its DNA. So many years from now, if human cloning is possible, I don't want to know what kind of chimeric organism will be coming out of that. And finally, Jean-Jacques has also given us a check of £200 for SRUK to continue doing these kind of things. This is the first donation in money that has been received by SRUK for a regular member, not an institution. And finally, allow me to, Jean-Jacques, to give you a letter of acknowledgement for all your gifts and details for SRUK.
Gracias al presidente, vicepresidente, compañeras y compañeras. Gracias por por la carta que voy a abrir para leer. Y que de verdad lo más importante no es de ser un miembro del grupo, pero para mí ahora ha empezado el camino más largo, el camino más difícil, el camino más complejo, de incorporarme al grupo, no para dividirlo, pero para aportar mi granito de arena y mis frutas hacia la meta del grupo. Al igual que la selección nacional ha aceptado a Diego Costa, nacido en Brasil, ahora tiene la nacionalidad española, la selección nacional ha aceptado a Diego Costa como jugador de España, y que gracias a compañeros para haber aceptado sin estereotipo.